Central Circuit is located in the Hyogo Prefecture, an hour west of Osaka. The main straight is regularly used for HKS street drag meetings, where pretty much any car can enter so long as it has street legal tyres. This sees an amazing variety of cars hitting the track, including classics like this 1971 GTR. We'd like to see these two race. Our money's on the Nissan. Even with sticky Nitto 555R tyres, the two-wheel drive cars have a lot of trouble with traction. Keep your eye on this red Supra. A lot of drivers seem to use the rev limiter as a shift indicator. Though GTRs are the fastest, some drivers prefer the challenge of making a rear-wheel drive Skyline run fast times. S13 Silvias and 180 SXs are very popular for drag racing in Japan. They are cheap to buy and easy to modify, but the rear suspension is not really ideal for drag racing. Despite this, we saw plenty of cars running deep into the 10s. The S15 shape is rarely seen on the drag strip, as it is slightly heavier than the older S13. This 180SX, built by Top Fuel, has a massive Truss T88 34D turbo. This is great for top-end power, but if you bog down on the line, you have to play catch-up, like this. Front-wheel drive cars are not as popular for drag racing in Japan as they are in America. You only see a few Hondas and the odd Toyota, like this AE101 Trueno. Smaller four-wheel drive cars are also overshadowed by the GTR. You almost never see a WRX on the strip, but this EVA 4 Lancer built by HKS Kansai is a consistent performer. Older cars like this classic 240ZG add flavour to the event. This naturally aspirated model ran mid-12s all day. car had a secret under the bonnet. The owner of this old Sora, however, was happy to show off his tough 2JZ GTE Supra engine. Though they seem worlds apart, these two are a very close match. If you race a rotary in Japan, you're racing an RX-7. Series 5 and 6 RX-7s are a class in their own right at street meets. Look out for that wall. Series 5 RX-7s are as cheap as Silvias in Japan and seem to run similar times. RevSpeed magazine are using one as their project car. Great paint, but it's not the fastest thing out there. It's amazing how close to standard some of the Series 6 RX-7s look, yet they still run times like this. Other cars are far from normal looking. This kitted RX-7 is a regular sight at Central Circuit, with its unusual headlights and of course T88 34D turbo. This second yellow RX-7 has a matching body kit. It also has a bit of a ground clearance problem. On On its second run, it showed what it can really do. The two-wheel drive cars are impressive, but let's face it, when you go to the drags in Japan, there's just one thing you want to see. It's rare to see a street drag GTR run slower than a 10. You can always count on an impressive launch. The R32s seem to squirm the most off the line, but there's no question about the advantage of four-wheel drive on street tyres. R33s are less popular due to higher cost and slightly more weight, but they're not slow. Japanese drivers are quick to back off if their car has a problem. With engines costing more than $50,000 to build, you don't really want to break anything. This 1200 horsepower R33 built by Endless has run a best time of 8.97. It's one of only 5 GTRs that have run an 8 on street tyres. are so many R32s at a meet like this, it's hard to tell them apart. It's rare to see a parachute on a street drag car. If they do have one, it only gets used in emergencies. Some HPI readers will recognise this Machina R33 from our last GDR special. Runs mid-nines, but that sort of smoke is always bad news. The Signal R34 is without doubt the best presented drag car we have ever seen. Featuring Missouri paint that shifts from green to blue to violet, it looks more like a show car than a 9-second drag car. The 2.8 litre engine certainly has the goods though. It uses a pair of HKS 3240 turbos. Even the inside has been painted to show standards with a pair of Breeday race seats. The twin 3-inch exhaust system features a pair of carbon fibre mufflers. Suspension is by Cusco and Team. .3, not bad for a first run. Let's see what it does this time. The fastest car at this event was a surprisingly plain looking but very neat R32 built by Garage Original. It uses smaller 3037 turbos that make it a real monster off the line.